Hello everyone, I'm going to be solving the palindrome number problem in LeetCode. So let's start by reading and understanding this problem. Given an integer x, return true if x is a palindrome and false otherwise. So let's look at these examples. The first example, x equals 121. This is true because 121 reads as 121 from left to right and from right to left. And let's look at the second example. It's a negative 121, and this is false because when this is read from right to left, it'll be 121 minus, so that's not a palindrome. I think I understand this problem. Let's move on to the matching step. Um, this is similar to the palindrome problem we did with just normal strings, and I believe we used a while loop in that problem. While loop, and similar to strings palindrome. We'll definitely also need a conditional, so if else statements. And I think that's it for the matching step. Let's move on to the planning step. Uh, hmm. We would change the integer to a string. I think that would be the best option, and then we'll just treat it like how we treated the palindrome with the string problem. So convert integer to a string, and then two, we'll create a while loop that goes until um actually I think we'll need to create two variables real quick. So create first and last, and last is last element. So and the first is the first element of the string after we convert to string. And we'll do our while loop that goes until first is greater than last. I think that's good. I think we should do greater than or equal to, in case it's a odd numbered palindrome like this one. So that would be equal right here, and it would stop. So in our while loop, I guess this would be 3.1. Um, check if first and last elements are equal to each other, and if they aren't, then return false. So return false if they aren't, else would increment the first one and decrement the last variable. So increment first and decrement last. I think that's good, and I guess if it goes through the while loop all the way, then um, it's true, so we'll just return true at the end. So this would be 4. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's move on to implementing this. So let's convert x into a string. So x equals x s no, it's strx, and then first equals uh we'll just make first equal to 0, and then last equals the length of the string, which is x minus 1. So it's the last element, or the last index. And we'll just use like x of first and last to access those elements. While first is less than last, we'll want to continue this loop, and in the loop we'll have the conditional statement. If x of first equals x of last, then it's true and would keep going. So I guess a better way to do that is if they're not equal to each other. So x last does not equal x first, then we'll just return false here. Return false. Else we would actually we don't even need to have an else here, but I guess it looks better. I'll just keep it there. But we'll just increment the first variable, so first plus equals 1, and last is decremented, so last minus equals 1. And yeah, I think that's good. And if this while loop goes through the whole, if it goes through until this condition is not met, then it means it's a palindrome, so we'll just return true at the end. I think that's good. Let me try running this. Okay, yeah, I passed all the test cases. Let me do a quick review with this one using my code before we actually submit it. So with 121, let's see, would convert it to a string first, so it would just be 121 as a string. First equals 0, last equals last would be equal to 2, and would go to this while loop. 0 is less than 2, so we'll check if x of 0 does not equal x of last. That's not true. 1 is equal to 1, so we'll skip this return false, and we'll go increment first and decrement last. So first equals 1 and last equals 1, and we'll check this. We'll check the condition. If first is less than last, that's not true. First is equal to last, so it would exit this loop and return true because they're both on the same number, and that means it's a palindrome. So let's submit this, and we'll evaluate the space and time complexity. So yeah, this is right. Let's go back and go over our space and time complexities for this problem. So time. We have a while loop. It will happen n over 2 amount of times, so it would be big O of n in terms of time complexity. And space complexity is big O of 1. We only create 2 variables, and they don't rely on the size of the input. So it's just big O of 1 for time, or big O of 1 for space, and big O of n for time. Hopefully my explanation made sense. Thank you for watching.